UFC 296, a lackluster main event, decent co-main, another sad Tony loss, and Strickland being a menace in the crowd. Oh, and don't forget the execution of Bryce Mitchell on live television. One of the most surprising and nasty KOs I have ever seen. Let's jump in on what was the final card of 2023. First things first, what in the hell was that main event? I mean, deep down, we all knew Leon was poised to win. I mentioned it in the video I made before, but ring rust is a thing. Colby was 2 years out the game, and it showed. It showed big time. Dude looked sluggish, scared to press, and just backpedaling the entire time. Don't get me wrong though, Leon is that sharpshooter, beat him by a mile, and is the undisputed champ. All hail Leon Average Edwards. A defense of the title is a defense of the title. Give the man his credit. But with that being said, that fight was garbage. Slow pace, low output, and there weren't even any exciting grappling exchanges I was expecting. Colby is the main guy to blame. I get it. It takes two to make an entertaining fight. So I'm gonna go ahead and trash Colby for a bit here and then talk about Bland Rocky. Colby went for a total of 10 takedowns the entire fight, and like 70% of those were half-assed. The dude was clearly overwhelmed by the pressure and long layoff. He couldn't get into his rhythm until like the 4th and 5th round, and by that point, it was just way too late. Leon had already won the fight. What happened to that unrelenting pace and monstrous gas tank? Where were those takedown attempts, the clinches and combos? He honestly looked like he was scared to get knocked out. I know Leon is a sniper, but damn, he isn't Ngannou. I think Colby is big chillin' now. He's got the money, the fame, and I don't think he's putting in those extra hours. Even his number one fan, Trump, looked like he was done with his gimmick by the end of the fight. This was the last title shot Colby will ever get. He didn't even deserve this one, honestly, and after that performance, his Dana White privilege is revoked. On to Mr. Average himself. The dude reminds me of those plain white saltine crackers. Leon played it smart though. He had that champion mentality. Let the challenger come at you. When it comes to a close decision, the judges will more than likely be in favor of the guy who already has the belt. The challenger needs to prove that he earned it. Throughout the fight, Leon used his slight reach advantage and kept distance. He was forward pressing Colby most of the fight and was chopping away at his legs. By like the end of the second round, Colby's thigh was already bruised and swelling big time. Leon showed off that precision, landing jabs, combos, and kicks, and then backing off to keep that distance. Which, why blame him? If the challenger isn't going to push forward and prove he wants the belt, then no need to overstep and make a mistake. Play it safe and retain that belt. But I'm sure, like many of you guys think, his performance wasn't that impressive. One of the major headlines in the media was about how fired up Leon was after Colby trashed the guy's dad. Which, I'm all for the trash talk and controversy, but keep the fam out of it. Leon said himself something along the lines of keep that same energy in the fight, alluding that Leon was gonna go in and put in work.
That man is as good as dead tomorrow. Make sure he keeps everything he said about my dad. Just tomorrow, we settle it.
So now there was bad blood between the guys and everyone was expecting them to go at it. Instead, Leon just cruised to a victory while Colby looked like he had already done 10 rounds before this fight even started. I would have liked to see Leon have way more output, like damn near double what he threw. The way Colby was fighting, Leon could have finished him easy. Leon was faster, more accurate, and if he threw more, there is no doubt in my mind he would have either KO'd or submitted Colby. Now, not to say Leon looked amazing. The guy was, like I said before, average. Yes, he's accurate and got the basics down to a T, but he doesn't excel in any field. Trust me when I say, if Shavkat gets a hold of him, it's over. Which, by the way, that fight went exactly how most anticipated. Shavkat out-grappling Wonderboy. He even submitted the unsubmittable. Shavkat hype is real. Leon's ground game is lacking. There was a key moment in the 5th round where Leon went for a submission and it ultimately led with Colby on top and Leon on his back. Colby remained on top for most of the final round. This showed what I already knew. Leon isn't that good at grappling and being off his back. He had some scrambles with Colby and even took Colby down, but I don't think we can compare this Colby to the previous cardio machine Colby. All I'm saying is, I doubt Leon will be champion for long. Call me the biggest Leon hater, but if Belal gets a title shot, I unfortunately think he'd beat Leon. Belal will just out-grapple Leon for another vintage Belal performance. Victory by boring 5-round decision. I want to like Leon, I really do, but that performance just wasn't enough to prove me wrong. On to the co-main. Not much to say here. It's flyweight and sadly just not as entertaining or exciting as the other divisions. I don't know what it is. The guys are like chickens fighting. It's high pace, fast scrambles, lightning speed combos, but I think it's just missing a big name. Pantoja proved he's still the top dog, and Royval needs to go back to the gym and just run takedown defense drills for all of 2024. Pantoja schooled him in the grappling department. I don't get Pantoja though. He somehow always looks gassed but keeps pushing every damn round. I don't understand how that man's anatomy works. All in all, it was a good fight, way better than the main event, that's for sure. Tony Ferguson, for the love of God, retire, dude. I never want to see Tony fight again. The fans love you, I love you, Yoel loves you. I love you! You're a legend of the game, but Father Time remains undefeated. No one is gonna forget that 12-fight win streak and legendary career. Stop ruining it. Paddy, on the other hand, will be a top 10 to 20 guy for his entire career. He doesn't have what it takes to make it to that elite level and top 5 class. He wasn't as gung-ho as normal, which was a good improvement, but he still has those bad tendencies. He goes back in a straight line, tends to be lazy, has virtually no head movement, and drops those hands often. Also, his gas tank was pretty bad at the end there. He ended up just laying on Tony for the decision win. I'm just happy Tony didn't get submitted or knocked out. Speaking of knockouts, my God, Josh, the vampire-looking dude, he collected Bryce Mitchell's soul Saturday night. That was on par for how scary it was when Curtis Blades got knocked out by Lewis. Mitchell started spazzing on the ground and didn't wake up for a couple minutes there. Never good to see that type of shit. Shout out to the Goblin for not going in for that follow-up shot. Not even the Holy Bible and Jesus saved Bryce on short notice. Matter of fact, Bryce most likely met Jesus during that couple of minutes. Honestly, I don't even know how he KO'd him that badly there. The punch was right on the temple, but it didn't seem like it should have just completely hit the off button. I guess it was a combination of Mitchell not seeing it coming and Emmett just having that monstrous power for a featherweight. All the while, Sean Strickland jumped Driscus. Why the hell would Dana seat those guys next to each other? As soon as I saw them sitting next to each other, I called it. I knew Sean was going to start throwing. The guy is wild, and after all that trash talk at the press conference, it was bound to happen. In my post-fight analysis, I think Sean takes it by decision. He landed more and the better strikes. I know DDP got the takedown, but he didn't do much with it. In the end, Sean retains the belt. Finally gonna show some love to Cody No Love Garbrandt. Sad to see him on the prelims compared to the highs of his past, but I guess that's his level nowadays. He's still quick with second to none boxing, but damn, he just fires away with his chin up in the air all the time. He's just asking to get knocked out. He has a weak chin, but I'm always happy to see the guy get a win. If you think for 2 seconds I'm not gonna point out that beaver tail haircut, you are sorely mistaken. Brian, just go bald again, my guy. Only girl you're pulling with that hair is Chris Cyborg.
Said, when I saw her at the MMA Awards, she looked like Vanderlei Silva in a dress and heels. And she did. Didn't she not?